Hi Shy Kittens! Yellow Shy here to welcome any new viewers to this episode of Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. If you're not new, congratulations and welcome back. We continue to value your support. If you are new, we strongly recommend starting at Part 1, so you will be slightly less, but still very confused about our exciting and original format. And while you're at it, pour yourself a drink. That way, when you return to this video, you'll be in such an illusory state of ecstasy that you will imagine yourself on a path that diverges on a yellow road. Take the one less traveled. Hooray! That decision has led to hours of entertainment of my channel's contents. Thank you for your support, and don't forget to check out the Poke Talk podcast. I'll see you on the other side. We bring you ONBS News. Our top story is on the wild Pokemon boom that is spreading like wildfire around Pyrite Town. Pyrite's Duking has confirmed the discovery of 3 Pokespots so far. The boom is expected to heat up on the news as different kinds of wild Pokemon appear at the various Pokespots. Perhaps our viewers will be motivated to seek Pokespots of their own. Like this. You might have fooled me the first time I played this game, but not the 18th. It's hard to believe how fast we're moving through this game. I mean, we're probably, what, a quarter at least of the way through the game already? I always found this game moves a lot faster than you think. Maybe it's because unlike some of the other Pokemon games, you know, like the mainstay series games where you battle gym leaders, there's lots of areas to explore. You know, you end up staying in a specific area for a long time in these games, but there's only like, 10 or 12 areas that you actually extensively explore and battle trainers and stuff. I suppose that's it. But it always sneaks up on you no matter how many times I play it. Oh shit. I wonder who those guys are. We are all Justy, we are. Yeah, Henry VIII I am. Sick. Oh, they're going backwards now, that's good. They'll figure it out this time. We'll scatter and deflect attention away from pre-gym. You're supposed to scatter my attention away from the pre-gym, but essentially you told me that I needed to go to the pre-gym, or the Prestige Precept Center. So why isn't it called the pre-gym? I do. Oh, okay. Dude, you guys haven't realized... I mean... To me, I thought the idea of them... pretending to be the civilians would be to not give up their identity. Right? If none of them ever gave up their identity to me, then I'd be stuck. I'd have nowhere to go. Then you couldn't get through the game, Shane. Shadow Wave. Ugh. Does the Aura Reader just, automatically react to the Shadow Pokemon, or am I actually checking all of the Pokemon? And it just shows up when the Natu comes out? It'd be a good question, wouldn't it? But for now, we'll take advantage of the easiness, the swift ability to be able to just grab them with a Great Ball at full health. And yeah, you took a lot of risk saying that while it was trying to wriggle its way out. Or as some people say, wiggle. But I don't understand that, because if you wiggle, there's not an element of ferocity that wriggle has. Aren't you just adding an R? Yeah, I am. And I'm adding a hard R, so if I was Irish, I would read it like rrrr, and that's ferocious. So it's wriggle, not wiggle, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce my R's like I'm Ezra Pound reading poetry or something. Who's Ezra Pound? Good, you don't know. Houndour's evolving. Right, he would read his poetry, right, and he'd be like, Houndour is evolving. With you, Zura, your Houndour will evolve into Houndoom. And doom will strike the world, unless fascism will save the world. That's how Ezra Pound read poetry, because he was the secretary for, you're going to tell us a story about Ezra Pound? Yeah. He was a secretary for Yeats, the great Irish poet, and that's how he picked up that accent. Oh yeah, no, let's just do this again. That's how he picked up the accent, so that's why he was he was born in America, then he went to London or whatever. Like all the fucking American, they insist that their modernism was American, and that they all fucking wrote poetry in London. And shit. Anyways, you don't even care about that. I don't care about your entire story, Shane. I don't know why you're telling it. But Yeats was actually, later in his life, he was actually quite blind, right? So, he needed a secretary, so he wouldn't write his poetry down. He would just start spouting poetry. And I like to think that it could just be at any point in the day, like he's making breakfast or something, and all of a sudden he starts riffing off some lines of poetry. And as the secretary, Pound would just have to whip open a notepad and start writing it down, just in case Yeats wanted that in his poem. Why are you leaving FedEx City? Stay focused on the game, not your stupid fucking story about misogynist poets. I'm trying to figure out, maybe it's more worth it to just not use Ralts now and wait till it purifies and evolves. Ice Punch! Because it just keeps dying. It's probably better to wait till it evolves into Kirlia before I really start training it. Oh, Meowth! There we go, awesome. That's what we want. See if we can continue to have our success at the Great Balls at full health. Let that be the title of this video. Great Balls at full health. Oh, it is. Oh, right on. I honestly didn't remember a Shadow Swine up, but there's a Piloswine in Coliseum. Again, really? You put replicas? Unbelievable. It's not at full health anymore, though, so it's not a Great Ball at full health. But no matter. I was thinking, not at full health, so the balls aren't at full health, and that might suggest, some steroid usage, which would mean more violent mood swings, which means it would be harder to catch, because it would wriggle, not wiggle, but wriggle a little bit more. I think so, little boy. Yeah, I'll do anything you want. If it's anything like the Satyricon, I've read the Satyricon, or what's left of it. So I know what happens to little young boys. I suppose I need to explain what the Satyricon is. A Roman literature from a guy named Petronius. Or so we believe his name is Petronius anyways. That was a neat little strategy. For a little peon, you have not bad sense of, team work. Petronius, we're not sure if he actually wrote it, but we just say he wrote it, which makes you, when someone says, a fact of history, always keep that in the back of your mind. Where, a bunch of white guys just decided that Petronius wrote the Satyricon. We're not 100% sure, but, yeah. Supersonic. Oh, wow. Anyway, so it's a bunch of books. It's basically what you would call sexcapades, And one of them is just this extremely pedophiliac kind of episode where the guy goes to babysit this little boy and then dreams of having sex with him. It's fantastic. This is Roman literature, guys. If you're ever I don't want to read Roman literature, it's old. It's fucking awesome. My favorite one was a poet named Marshall, who he was famous for these what we call epigrams, which are just quick one-liners, punchlines at the end of his poems, right? So he would write these short, witty satire poems. So there's this one about, my favorite was about this girl, right, who he complains about her because she's drunk, and she tries to hide her breath of alcohol by buying lozenges. So then at the very end he goes, don't do this, you're stupid. Don't take the lozenges. And his last line is, just be a simple drunk. Get him to throw the great ball at full health. I don't think fucking Grimer has any testicles. You don't have to worry about that shit. Certainly they fucking, decomposed. Shit, he didn't like that little insult I made about his ball sack, did he? I have no problem with religion, I have no problem with Christianity. It's when you use religion to try to promote hatred of a certain kind of person. Once you start talking about orthodoxy and heresy, that's when I draw the line with religion. Anyone can believe whatever the fuck they want, okay? How's that? Let's go. We got Snaddle to deal with here. We got fascism. When I was talking about Ezra Pound earlier, what I meant to say, what I forgot to tell you was, he was an extreme supporter of fascism and Mussolini, right? He broadcasted television, or not television, it was a fucking 1930s radio broadcasts on behalf of fascist Italy. And then when he came back to America, he wanted to talk to President Roosevelt, and they wouldn't talk to him, and he was so fucking furious. It's like, really? Never mind. Forget it! You can't have our videotapes! You can't do this to the press! For a prisoner, you're rather hard-nosed, I must say. But it just wouldn't do to have those tapes broadcast to the public. I have been promised the position of Oars Governor by none other than Master Grievel. So you must understand, it wouldn't do to have it known that I have muzzled the citizens of Fennec. If that got out, imagine what harm it would bring to my pristine political record. Now hand over the videotapes, please. I don't care about your sick aspirations. Don't you dare underestimate the power of the free press. ONBS stakes its very existence on delivering the truth for justice. I will get this news out. It's so sad that you won't listen to the reason. Very well, I suppose you leave me with no option. We don't know what that option is, because we interrupt and save the day. Are you the dastardly child who won't stop fooling in our affairs? Hey, Grog, what are you doing? Get rid of this pest! Sir, yes, sir, Mr. Snaddle, sir. Hi, sir. Hey, boy, playtime is over. Oh, you're Lieutenant Surge, are you? Yeah. Well, there's a game on the N64 that I adore called Pokemon Puzzle League. And Lieutenant Surge, when you make a combo with him, he goes, "Playtime's over, boy." Yeah, that's 5 team members already. That's okay. That was stunning. That footage should be electrifying. Cameron. Really? Cameron? Oh. Yeah, like I don't see cameraman in there. I never noticed that before. That's fucking hilarious. Sorry, but you can't expect me to film under these conditions. This is precisely the time your camera should be rolling. Show some journalistic guts. Cut. If Master Grievel were to see this, he would be most displeased. I've no mercy for anyone in my way, even for a child like you. You answer to me now.